European, Asian, Germany. Okay, German, the people and what they speak. Okay, Germany, the country. Okay, when a country is from Europe, we say it's European. Germany is a European country.
Okay.
China is an Asian country. Asian from Asia. European from Europe. Okay. Language. Okay, Portuguese. Okay, we speak Portuguese. It's a language. Okay, German is a language. Russian is a language. Okay, we speak languages. Okay, plural languages.
Okay.
So which language are we speaking now? Which language are we speaking now? We're speaking English now.
English now.
Which language do you generally speak? Which language do you generally speak? I generally speak Portuguese. Which language does he generally speak? Which language does he generally speak? He generally speaks Portuguese. Is Chinese a European language? Is Chinese a European language? No, Chinese is a European language. It's an Asian language. It's an Asian language. Is Germany an Asian country? Is Germany an Asian country? No, Germany isn't an Asian country. It's a European. It's a European country. Okay, repeat. I have not.
I haven't.
You have not.
You haven't.
He has not.
He hasn't.
He hasn't. She has not.
She hasn't.
It has not.
It hasn't.
Hasn't. We have not.
We haven't.
You have not.
You haven't.
They have not.
They have not.
They have not. Again. They have not. They haven't. Okay. I have positive. I have not negative. Okay. Our contraction. I haven't. You haven't. He hasn't. Okay. She hasn't. Okay. Negative. Repeat. Only. Okay. Only. I have two pens. You have one. See, I have two pens, but you've only got one pen. I've got 10 books, but you've only got one book. Only. So what's the negative of I have? What's the negative of I have? The negative of I have is I have not. I have not. Okay. What's the contraction of I have not? What's the contraction of I have not? The contraction of I have not is I haven't. Have I got 4 arms? No, you haven't got 4 arms. You've only got 2 arms. Have you got 2 heads? No, I haven't got 2 heads. I've only got 1 head. Has he only got 1 head? No, he hasn't. Only got 1 head. He's got head. He's got 2 heads. Has she got 2 noses? No, she hasn't got. She hasn't got 2 noses. She's only got 1 nose. Have we only got 1 mouth? No, we haven't only got 1 mouth. We've got 2 mouths. Have they got 8 ears? No, they haven't. They haven't got 8 ears. They've only got 4 ears. Okay. Repeat. The same as. Same as. The same as. Different from. Japan. Okay. The country like China, Japan. Okay. The same as. this book, okay? This book is the same as this book, okay? There's no difference, okay? The same as. But this book is different from this book. It's different from this book. Okay? So this book is the same as this book. This book is different from this book. This chair is the same as that chair. Okay? My shoes are different from your shoes. Okay? So are your shoes the same as my shoes? Are your shoes the same as my shoes? No, my shoes aren't the same as your shoes. As your shoes. They're different. They're different from from your shoes. From your shoes. Are the French the same as the Russians? Are the French the same as the Russians? No, the French aren't the same as the Russians. As the Russians. Russians. They're different. They're different from the Russians. Russians. Are your eyes the same color as my eyes? Are your eyes the same color as my eyes? No, my eyes aren't the same. Aren't the same color as your eyes. As your eyes. They're a different color from your eyes. From your eyes. Do the people in Germany speak the same language as the people in Japan? Do the people in Germany speak the same language as the people in Japan? No, the people in Germany don't speak the same language as the people in Japan. They speak a different language from the people in Japan. Which is it right to say? People are or people is? Which is it right to say? People are or people is? It's right. It's right to say. To say. People are. People are. Okay, repeat. Anybody. Somebody. Okay? Any and some. Okay? Any non-specific for questions and answers. Okay? Any and some we use for numbers of things. Like there are some chairs. There aren't any chairs. Anybody and somebody for people. Okay? Is there anybody in front of the house? Yes, there's somebody in front of the house. Or no, there isn't anybody in front of the house. Okay? But non-specific. Okay? Somebody, not anybody. Who? Okay? Who? Specific. Who is in front of the house? Mr. Brown, Mrs. Brown, okay? Who is sitting on that chair? Okay, repeat. Nobody. Specific but negative. Okay? So who's in front of the house? Mr. Brown, Mr. Smith, Mr. Green. Okay? Who's behind the house? Nobody. Okay? So what do the words anybody and somebody mean? What do the words anybody and somebody mean? The words anybody and somebody means mean, alguém or ninguém. What's the difference between anybody and somebody? What's the difference between anybody and somebody? The difference between anybody and somebody. Also somebody is that we use anybody in questions and negative sentences. Whereas we use somebody in positive sentences. Is there anybody in this room? Is there anybody in this room? Yes, there's somebody in this room. Is there anybody speaking to you? Is there anybody speaking to you? Yes, there's somebody. Yes, there's somebody speaking to me. Is there anybody sitting there on that chair? Is there anybody sitting there on that chair?
No.
Sorry. Yes, there's somebody. There's somebody sitting there on that chair. Okay. Is there anybody sitting on the floor? Is there anybody sitting on the floor? No. There isn't. There isn't anybody sitting on the floor. Is there anybody in this room wearing a hat? Is there anybody in this room wearing a hat? No, there isn't anybody in this room wearing a hat. Wearing a hat. Is there anybody in the car? Is there anybody in the corridor? Is there anybody in the corridor? No, there isn't. There isn't anybody in the corridor.